Right, this is an Attila. This is an Attila, A-T-T-I-L-A, induction maker. The glass is damaged on the corner here, so it's sharp, and here, so it's sharp. It's got the fattest cable you have ever seen, but they've managed to get it into a 13 amp plug. Like, it's massive. But let's have a look at the plate on the back if we can. So, Cocina de inducción. A-rated. Efficiency greater than 85%. In spare mode, less than 1 watt. Can you see that? Mark, Attila Aura Plus. Tension, 220 volts. Modello CC-470DA-S. Oh, focus, come on. Frequency, 60 Hertz. 60 Hertz? I thought we were 50 Hertz here in the UK. Nominal, 4,000 watts. Ariba. Oh, okay. So, is Cuerdo Ariba 1500 watts? Better check the fuse on this. No, I think I did. Did I? Don't know. So it's got 3 1500 watt plates and 1 2000 watt plate. Made in China. Right. I'm going to start by checking the fuse and seeing how the wires are bushed in there, because 4 kilowatts on a 13 amp plug is just bizarre. So let's get into that and have a look here. I really don't know how they got this wire in. It's 2.5 mil squared wire times 3. They did. They squeezed it in, and it is only 3 core. So, single phase. Let's check the fuse, because what I got the impression was that it wasn't working. Fuse is working. Right. I don't remember looking into this, but it looks like I've been in here before. I seem to remember checking that. I found this in a skip, so I imagine the glass got broken going into the skip. So let's plug it in and see if we get any satisfaction. I presume those words meant front, back, left and right for the different plates. So let's plug it in. No sparks. Anybody? Anything? Like, it's got a glass surface, so the buttons aren't doing anything. Just nothing. Yeah, that's what we did. We checked it. Try pressing 2 buttons together. Try pressing on and lock. Nope. So I'm going to plug it out and we'll take the back off it and we'll have a look. 11 screws around. That's it. This just lifts off. Very clean so far. Right. Not plugged in. Power comes in here, then jumps to here. Now, where's the touch screen end? It's up at the front here, and that's the bit that turns it on. So, does that go into here? And something comes up to here. Now, are they things going to the... There's probably some kind of a sensor to check if there's pots as well. I don't know, do I need to have a pot on it to check? Or what? So let's look. There's a fuse, and a fuse, and a fuse. I could check that. You see that, what I'm pointing at? Don't know what's under here. Let's get in there and have a look. Ah, bugger, I've done it again. This glove just does not work with this screwdriver. Right, well, let's just keep them apart. That was sore. Okay, so that's a deflector just because it's got a fan. Simple, easy peasy. It looks kind of cheapsy. I've taken one of these apart before, possibly in a video, and it was a lot nicer looking than this. But what I don't see is any fires or any damage like a fire in here. Nothing burnt out, so I don't know why it was thrown out. It might have been thrown out because the glass was broken. That's possible. It might have been thrown out because it kept tripping the house if it was running on a 13 amp plug at 4 kilowatts. Because really you can only get 3 kilowatts out of a 13 amp plug. Let's get the continuity on it and see what these fuses are saying. Nothing. Open circuit. That one's okay. So, an open circuit fuse. I don't know where that fuse goes, but... just checking the resistors here just to see that... yeah, why would that not work? So fuse 3 is not doing anything. Right, well, a fuse that's blown is a start. I wonder, would it be easier to solder a piggyback fuse right on top of that one than to try and replace it, because of looking where it is? There's no rating on the fuse, so I can't tell. In fact, the thing to do then is just to wire a bit of fuse wire across it, something small like a few amps. So let's stitch some 5 amp fuse wire across it and see what that does for me. How's this going to work? I need to do sewing basically, don't I? So if I double it over, does that give me 10 amps? So let's chop that off. I wonder will this work at all? I'm just playing at it now. I'll put the cover back on temporarily to flip it and then plug it in. Really just to give it something to rest on. There is dirt in one of the fan holes, so maybe that... oh, no way. I heard a beep. Did you hear a beep? I think we need to see down here, so... okay, so let's try... oh, H, I can't really, can you see the letters on that? The light in here is difficult. There we go, right. I've turned it off again, that's not right. I need to get a saucepan that has a steel bottom. I don't know what we're doing here. Right, so I'll put a saucepan over there. I've got a steel bottom saucepan. Turn it on. Yep, I can hear something taking off there. So it says 5. I don't know if I can do... I'll try... doesn't seem to have a... anything other than 5. It's just a steel, magnetic steel saucepan. The fan's quite loud. Yeah, it's steaming already. That's quite miraculous. So there's controls here that I don't really understand. But that is getting hot. Can we see that boiling? What I would really need to do is get a number for that fuse. Now, I don't know, does it take all 20... what would it be? About 15 amps going through it. There's noises down there. Um, 15 amps, something like that. 16 amps. 220, say, 220 volts, 4,000 watts. Is that 16? 18 amps? But that fuse might just be for the control end, not the power to the... that is starting to bubble. I don't know if you can see that. There's little bubbles coming at the bottom. It's meant to be very efficient, these induction hobs. Now, if I've gotten that going just by putting a piece of wire on it, I'm pleased, let's say. Yeah, that is starting to boil. Can you see steam coming off it? Because I can. That's quite amazing. What am I talking here for? 2 minutes so far. Granted, it isn't much water. So the risk is, because I've just twisted the wire onto it, it might come off, but what I could do is solder a piece of fuse wire over it. The risk would be that if it pops, if the fuse wire burns out, there's boiling there, look, can you see that? Yeah. If the fuse wire burns out, it could like flip back and hit something else and cause a short or an arc. That's boiling, right, okay. It says hot. I've turned it off. 3, 2, 1. So I can leave it at 1. I don't know if 1 will make it boil or what. Yeah, there's 1. I don't know, but it seems the controls are working. So 5. Slightly delayed, and you can hear different things clicking underneath. It's a shame the glass is broken. I think the glass on this is kind of irrelevant. Yeah, it's boiling again. That's pretty neat. Okay, so if I press it off, so this one says H. I don't know if you can't really see that, can you? It says H down there in red. So there's a lock button and lights have come on there. The glass around it's pretty cool to touch. I've taken off the lock. What does this button do? Right, I don't know what to do with this. You tell me about it in the comments below. It's been about a 10-minute, maybe 15-minute repair, just getting into it and having a look at that, and most of that time, as far as I'm concerned, was spent going to get the tools. It's blown a very small fuse. The fuse could have any rating, of course, but, well, 10 amps of fuse wire across it got it going. So here's the offending fuse. I'm going to put some of that wire onto it properly, I think. So I've got a couple of 5 amps, just as it was before, so what I'm going to do is put a drop of solder onto it, I think. This is some flux cord, something or other, and hopefully it'll take. I want to get a big healthy blob of solder on top, and then stick the It's not going on. Big drop of solder there. Is that sticking? That's it. Now fuse wire. This is the tricky bit for me, so let's get the little tiny pliers. Don't know why I don't want to. Hasn't flashed cold yet or gone off or whatever you want to call it. There it is. Right. So if I poke it down with the phase tester on this end, hopefully you can see what I'm doing. That's it. A little bit of wire soldered across the top. Bodge of the year. Top marks for bodge of the year there. Yeah, bodge of the year. How's that looking? Is that even held in on this side? Seems to be. Right, I've put that grey thing back on. Let's put the cover on, screw it on, and see if it works again. So a bizarrely easy repair there. It seems like it's worked. Yeah, that's the way it was before, so it should just be working. What do you think of that? Soldering a bit of fuse wire, which is a fuse on top of a fuse. I think it'll work. Questions or comments, leave them below. Thanks for watching. See you later.